Welcome back to the Ponca City Monthly Podcast. I'm your host, Andy, and hey, it's the first of the month, and we've made it to October. The year is just flying by. The first of every month, we bring in our Editor-in-Chief, Kelsey Wagner. Kelsey, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm excited to be here.
Yay. The year's flying by. Lots of fun stuff going on. Like we have always talked about, as we get to this part of the year, things get really busy.
They do.
And, this episode is sponsored by Greenwood Aerospace. They're a proud supporter of Northern Oklahoma Humane Society. They do a lot for them. And, the Humane Society has a great website that you can go to where they list all of their adoptable animals. It's nokhs.com or .org.
.org, I think.
.org, yeah. And one of the pets they have this month for adoption is Goulash. He's a little cat. He's a male. So Kelsey, you have a little bit of information about that cat, don't you?
Yeah, so on their website, they've got all their adoptable animals. So Goulash says, this little guy loves to play. He loves his toys, his blanket, flies, anything that moves. When he's done, he's ready for a long nap. Goulash would love nothing more than to have your home to explore and your lap to nap on. So come give him a look. And it is nokhs.com. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. I was like, I've written that so many times, but all of a sudden my brain just went out. Yeah. So definitely go over to the website, check them out, check out Goulash and all the other fantastic pets they have. You can adopt anytime. So October's here. We mentioned last month that you already had pulled out your Halloween decorations. Have you done any more?
I got my Halloween and my fall. I always wait until at least September 1st, but I will admit this year I did it last week of August. So I'm just so excited. I love fall. But I've got my table all decorated and I've got some floating candles that are like light up candles. I have a whole Halloween tablescape. So yeah, I mean, I love the holiday season.
Nice. So you live in that part of town where they come and they have expectations.
They do. And
I'm just going to say it. It's Nancy Tyndall's fault.
It is Nancy Tyndall's fault. I've been in that neighborhood this will be my 4th year. And when I first started, it wasn't that big of a deal. But a couple years ago, Nancy decided to really amp up she's very competitive. But she loves the kids and she loves doing cool stuff. So we actually get a parade permit for our neighborhood. We close the neighborhood. So we have a big parking area so parents can come park. This is the Academy neighborhood. And it is like the Christmas Hallmark movies. This is like Hallmark Halloween movies. So there's no cars. It's super safe. And you can walk around and boy, oh boy, we had 1,100 trick-or-treaters last year. Crazy.
So do you have like a special table set up or like they don't come to your door and knock?
No, they don't come to everybody pretty much sets up a table outside. And then me, because I like to be extra, I have a talking pumpkin. It's like a talking, singing pumpkin. It's like a big inflatable. It's really, really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
I get the carryover because I'm just a block over from you. So
yes.
I get all the kids that come after they've had all the sugar at your place and they come over just to get whatever leftover candy we have.
Right.
We have cheap candy. So yeah. Last year was terrible though. I forgot to get candy.
Oh no.
And I sent Preston and I was like, hey, you got to get candy. Mm-hmm. And he went and got one bag.
Yeah.
That had like 10 pieces of candy in it.
Oh, no.
I ran out of candy before the first round of kids.
Yeah.
So we're fixing that this year.
And shout out, buy candy local, but Farha particularly, and they have an ad in the magazine, they offer 10% off coupon for your Halloween candy. So definitely check that out. And they will deliver. So
I was going to say, they deliver it and you can get the big bulk
they
candy.
Do. Yes. They take good care of us.
Are you buying full candy bars this year?
No, I can't. That's a lot of money for 1,100 kids. So no, we'll get the little stuff. Sorry, kids. There are people in my neighborhood that do full size. There are, but.
Nice. I always think it's funny that because your birthday is coming up, right?
Yes, a couple days. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then my birthday is right after yours. But as we get to this time of year, the October issue is always special to me because once the October is done, it's holiday.
Oh, yeah.
We have so many things that we have to do on the magazine side to get ready for the holidays. And it's just like I dread the October issue because I know once we do it, and it goes out the door and it comes back.
Yeah.
It's on for us.
Well, it's funny. So it's end of September right now. By the time this podcast is live, it'll be 1st of October. But yesterday I had somebody email me a really cool Halloween story, and they said, "Can you put this in the magazine?" I'm like, "Girl, we're past Halloween mode. We're fully Thanksgiving and Christmas." So, but that's just how our deadlines work. You know, we work way ahead, which is good.
Yes. So I always tell people, like, I will see you at the end of December.
Yep.
And you won't talk to me for the next 2 months because I'll be in my office working. So the holidays like that. Another big project that makes the end of the year exceedingly special for us is that we also do the chamber directory. We have our hand in a couple of different publishing projects. And so while we're in the mix of getting all the holiday stuff out, we're also doing the chamber directory. So if you're a chamber member, you definitely want to make sure all of your information is correct, because that time is coming.
Well, and I'll just, excuse me, I'll put a little plug in, because My Media Matters is the company that is behind Punk City Monthly, and it's what's behind the Punk City Chamber Directory and now the Call Lake Magazine. And I actually just launched My Media Matters, a brand new website, so we just got that up. Nice. But yeah, we took on the Chamber Directory a couple of years ago, and it is the only local business directory for Ponca City. So, you know, the yellow pages or the white pages are what people used to have. Not only does it have all the business directory in it, but it has all the information about who do you call if there are stray animals, who do you call if your, water goes out. All that city guide information is in there. And so it's it gets mailed to every single household and every single business in Ponca City. And it's really, really, really important that your business is listed in that. So give us a call if you need to get an advertisement in that.
Yep. But again, you have to be a chamber member.
You do. Yes. Yep.
You got to be a chamber member. So we also have a couple of quick events coming up. We always talk about that, during the summer months, not a lot's going on. And then as we get into fall, we start getting a lot more. So the first thing I have to tell you about is the Nitty Gritty Film Festival. It's going to be at the Pumpkin this weekend. I was going to do a story and I just got busy. And so this is their shout out. They get a special shout out. Yeah. So that's going to be a lot of fun. $10 for the ticket. It's an all day event. You can go out. What I'm planning to do is go to the film festival during the morning hours and the day.
What date is that?
It's the Saturday the 4th.
Saturday the 4th. Okay.
And then after I'm done with that, I'm going to head over to Oktoberfest.
Oh, yes.
Because Oktoberfest kicks off Saturday. Is it Saturday, right?
Yep, Saturday. Yep, Saturday and Sunday, I think.
Yep. Both days. Are you a big Oktoberfest person?
So I am. My husband's not, because he has allergies, and when he gets around like all the hay bales and stuff, he gets all this hay fever. But I'm an October baby. You're a November baby. Yep. Like, I just love all the fall decorations, like we already said. But yeah, it's good food, and they've got football on the TVs and beers and all kinds. So yes, and I love all the vendors too.
Lots of vendors. Yeah. I was on a poncho buying frenzy a few years ago.
I remember that.
They have the best vendors that had all kinds of ponchos and all kinds of fun stuff. So always check out the vendors. It's a great time. Yeah. A lot of good music. There's going to be some local bands playing.
Oh, yeah. A lot of local bands, actually. They spend a lot of money to bring in some bands. So, yeah. So
it's going to be a fun time. Another hot ticket item that happens every October is Goblins on Grand.
Oh, yes. Goblins on Grand. We were talking about that in the office today, because we have somewhat of a reputation to defend. They don't give out an award for best costumes, but if they did, we would win it. I'm just going to say. There's a couple people that give us a run for our money. Last year we had some really good competition, but no, it's just a really fun time for all the kids. They all come out. It's October 16th. Is that right?
Yep.
October 16th downtown. If it rains that day, they'll push it to the next week. But they're actually expanding it this year. So Heather Cannon is partnering with Punk City Main Street, and they've expanded it by, I think, 2 or 3 blocks. So it's going to be, and it's all free. They used to charge wristbands, but now it's all free.
That's really exciting. Yeah. And then lastly, we got PonCon coming up on October 25th. Fun story. We've got an interview with Kat Long, who is part of Ponca City Development. She's going to come in and talk to us a little bit about PonCon. Kind of like what we talked about with Hispanic Heritage Festival. These little events, they may just seem frivolous and fun and all of that, but they are really intricate and important to building our community, because
they are.
Projects like this help. Something that Kat talked about in our interview was these types of things kind of help us feel connected to our community, make us feel like we belong here. So
Yeah, because there's all different kinds of people and they all like different kinds of events. And, you know, for someone who doesn't attend PondCon, and I know you had Charles Guerin on here talking about that's a whole world for some of these people, and they travel. And so it's bringing money into our community. People are eating at restaurants, staying in hotels, but it also gives our local community a place to go dress up and experience all the pop culture stuff that they love. So
have you ever been to a PondCon or a con?
I haven't, but I probably would love it because I love to dress up. I've always loved Halloween, and it's just that same kind of thing. Sure. It's for a bunch of nerds, which I'm a big nerd. So, no, I've never actually been.
Okay,
so I need to go.
I went to. They had one in Tulsa 1 year, and I got to go to that. It was like I said. You just don't think about the costuming being that big of a deal. But man, these people just like, this is their entire year they spend developing these costumes.
Well, just to give you an example, I went down to Oklahoma City this past weekend because they had a Harry Potter themed like a high tea. It was like, a tea party. And I literally have a Harry Potter robe and costume just in my closet, like just in case I need it. I did not wear it. But all that kind of stuff is it's so cool to have that. So
and it's fun that we get to have that in our community here. You don't have to travel to go to that. It's a lot of fun right here. A lot of costumes. They do have a cosplay contest. So yeah. All right, let's talk about this issue because that's what we're here for. So let's see the cover real quick. Fun cover. Let's hold it up just a little bit higher. There you go. Perfect. Yeah, great. Amazing Graze on the cover. New business here in town. I really like their baked goods, but they also have that really great charcuterie lunch.
Oh my gosh, it's so trendy. Like every party you go to has charcuterie. So to have an actual company who can do it for you and come set it up. And I'll tell you what, she is doing gangbusters business. She said she was all the way sold out through the end of October for special orders. So, but she has a storefront, and that's why we felt like it was really timely to do this and to put her on the cover, because having a locally owned bakery is so important, again, for our local community to have that, to service our community.
Yeah. Like I said, I love their cookies. I have not had their ice cream. I have not.
Jill has had their ice cream. Yeah, Jill. And every week they have a different, like a really cool flavor. Like I think it was coconut, and then they've had pumpkin and some other things. So
there's this great thing that happens as you get older. You become lactose intolerant. So I don't go out.
It's very true. I don't go out to get ice cream a lot.
So Amazing Graze, like I said, they also have a really cute TikTok page. Have you watched their TikToks?
I have, yes.
They have really cute videos they do.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be a business anymore, you have to have a TikTok. And I think maybe she has some kids that help her with that, or her son or daughter. Not only do they have a great TikTok, but I just feel like their storefront is so adorable and cute and Pinteresty and on point. Right. It's very like Instagram-y. So we did this retail survey. I'll just say this real quick. And I had a couple of people say, well, I love a crumble cookie. Like, what should we bring in? Like, if you like crumble cookie, go to Amazing Graze. Yeah. Like, this is better than crumble cookie. So definitely check them out. For
the layout, I went to their Facebook page and I grabbed, because they do little, they'll do these little advertisements for their cookies. And they're great little pictures. And so all throughout the layout is their cookies.
Yes.
Because their cookies are amazing.
Yes, they are.
I'm always happy when someone brings me one of their cookies.
Yes.
So also, we have a celebration this month. We were talking about Nancy Tyndall and the way she gives away candy bars. But yeah, their dentistry place is having They did. So right on the inside front cover, when you pick up your issue of Punk City Monthly, they've got a big full page ad. They're celebrating out in front of their business. They've got confetti, but it's their 25th anniversary for business. Nice. Tyndall Family Dentistry is Nancy's so involved in the community. They're my neighbors, but they support everything. And so help, make an appointment, get your teeth cleaned, help them celebrate. But that's why supporting local is so important, because the local businesses support our community, and the community, needs to support our local businesses. So yeah, because they are involved in a lot of different things. Yep. I always see Nancy at the golf place. Oh yeah, the country club. She loves to golf. She does. I forget that, but out there. So also we did a story on I'm going to say that. You say it. Seroptimus. Yes. Seroptimus. Well, I've actually been involved in Seroptimus this will be my
3 years that I've been involved in their Dream It, Be It, which is a program where they have young girls that come and they kind of sit at a table with someone who's a professional woman, all different kinds, healthcare, lawyers, politicians, whatever it is. And the young girls can kind of ask questions and get acquainted with these women to get some inspiration, I guess. And some of these girls come from troubled homes. It gives them a way to see what they could become. And it's been a hugely success. And that's only one of the projects that Sir Optimus does. But they just celebrated their 75th, or was it 70th? But it was a big anniversary. It was a huge one. So been around for a really long time.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Great story on them. Also, October is Domestic Violence Month, Awareness Month.
Yeah.
So we have a big, two-page story about different resources that are available to you in Kay County. Survivor Resource Network is a great place that has a lot of resources available.
Yeah. I will say we are very lucky here in Kay County because not only do we have like the Survivors Resource Network, but we also have several tribal domestic violence organizations. And so the amount of resources that we have it's really pretty amazing for a town our size. And so I thought it'd be cool to just compile all that information into one document because you never know who's going to be reading the magazine, who's going to, be in need. And so, it's just a good time to be aware of that in October.
Yeah. And like I said, a great article with lots of good information that you can pull from, phone numbers, resources, stuff like that.
Yeah.
We also did a story on kind of local hero who got an award here, Don Nichols.
Yes, we did. That he actually doesn't even live here, but he grew up here. His family owned a business here called Nichols Machine Shop. And he had this very quick rise to fame where he was kind of just a local kid, but then he got elected to the state House of Representatives here in Oklahoma. And then within a year, he was running for the United States Senate. And so he served in the Senate for a really long time. And I went to an event, it was called Get Your Nickels Worth, and I thought it was interesting. I didn't know a lot about him. It was kind of before my time, but one of his claims to fame is that he helped to write the legislation to increase the speed limit from 55 to 65.
Oh, wow.
So if you're driving down the road, you can thank Senator Nichols for that.
If you were driving down the road in the 90s.
Yeah, right. It's
now
faster
it's 80.
now.
That's how true. I can get to Tulsa so fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, good for him. Yeah, good. So when you're on those roads and it's going a little, you get to go a little faster.
The times are changing, so we got to change with it.
So one of my favorite things this issue was something that you wrote. I always like when you share a little bit about yourself.
Yeah.
And that was you wrote the Stream It for weapons.
Oh, we have a Stream It and we kind of take turns writing it, but I love movies. And oh my gosh, this movie Weapons, my husband doesn't love horror movies. I love horror movies. But it was a really interesting kind of mixture. It's almost like it's kind of like the Get Out movie. It's almost like it's a little lighthearted and it's got a little bit of humor to it. Like almost the villain is almost hilarious because of how over the top silly but scary. I wrote that and I thought, I really hope people go and see this. And I actually just read an article. It's done so well in the movies that they're doing a prequel to tell the villain origin story of this lady.
Aunt Gladys.
Yes.
Who is played by Amy Magnan.
Yes.
Who
was in Field of Dreams.
And Uncle Buck.
Oh, and Uncle Buck. That's right. Yeah. She was such an unexpected casting decision. I felt like she brought a lot of character to that person.
Yeah, she is a very good actress. Yep. Julie Gardner plays the main character. She has been in a lot of films. I just watched Fantastic Four. I just watched that last night. Saturday night.
Yeah.
And she was in that. She was also, did you see the werewolf movie she was in?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Something like her boyfriend gets bit by a werewolf and then the whole movie is just him transforming. And
interesting. Well, and it's nice because there are some movies that I feel like it's almost the whole plot is just grotesque gore. And you can lose a lot of the storyline in that. And this one there was a little bit of gore in it, but it wasn't so much that it overpowered the story. And so that was a really strong character development, really original story. And what I liked the most was that they told the story from the unique perspectives of different people, which really made you're like, what is going to happen? It's like you couldn't figure it out, but at the end, it all kind of came full circle. So yeah.
So speaking of full circle, the magazine has kind of come full circle.
Yeah.
We've had one of our longtime writers, columnist, has decided to step away.
Yeah.
That happens. We were lucky to have her for as long as we did.
She's been writing for 5 years.
Yeah. We're talking about Rachel Stewart with Stu on that. Mm-hmm. Our humor column, which is hysterical.
It is.
I always like, sometimes you would just read her stuff and be like, oh, I hope we don't get a hate mail.
She pushed the boundary. She really did. But I also think that she was able to tap into, say what everybody was already thinking.
Yeah.
What people were talking about on the community watch page, or what people were talking about around the water cooler. And she really, really has a gift. And I will always give her so much credit, because back when we were starting the magazine and I was trying to figure out who we could get for columnists, I thought, who's the funniest person I know? And Rachel. I mean, she's just always so witty and sassy. I came to her with this and she jumped all over it. And I do also have to give her so much credit because she donated some of her earnings from the magazine to local nonprofits to support them. So she's got a great heart, and who knows what the future holds or what her writing career will go on to do. But we're happy we had her while we had her.
And she also, she owns a big business.
So.
She
does. She doesn't really need to write.
So maybe she was just busy.
She probably is busy. Yeah. I know she does work a lot with the business.
Yeah, they're growing their business quite a bit. Every time I see them on Facebook, they're always out some exciting place doing something amazing.
Yeah, so. I love to see businesses that are, they started in a little garage and they have just, I don't even know, 20 times, 40 times the size. So I'm so excited for them.
So congratulations, Rachel. I hope you have
KR Automation. Let's say the name.
Yes. Sorry. KR Automation. Rachel, good luck with everything. We're going to miss you. We're going to miss reading your writing. We're going to miss the laughs, but glad we had you for 5 years. So all right, Kelsey, it's the fun time of the month.
My favorite part.
Your favorite part. Let's hear what the mayor has to say.
Well, I never know what to really talk about, so I try to talk about kind of what's relevant, what are we working on. So, you get into the minutia of municipal government, and some of it gets very boring, but there's some exciting things. So I wanted to talk about the Unified Development Code. I think, so we just had a couple of big meetings where we have a third-party company out of Oklahoma City. This is what they do. They come and they get community feedback so we can rewrite our Unified Development Code. And people said, well, what is that? What does that even mean? So essentially what it is the guiding document that when we have new houses that are built, it says what the houses will look like, how big will they be? How much yard do they have to have? How far apart are they? Because obviously it's very different. If you go to Louisville, Kentucky, you'll see 3- and 4-story row houses with 0 yard. So that's called a minimum setback. And as it is traditionally in the Midwest, we're working off not super pedestrian friendly guidelines of building, just because back in the 1950s and 60s, everything was around vehicles. And so we have design guidelines that are really geared towards that have become antiquated. And so there's a lot of the smaller towns that are looking at how do we make our design guidelines so we can have more pedestrian-friendly neighborhoods, something called complete streets, where you're not just putting in a street for cars, that every time you design a neighborhood, you're thinking, how are we designing this around bikes? How are we designing this around pedestrians? How do we make this feel connected? How do we make sure that we have green space? So it was a really interesting project. It had just started. It's actually a 16-month project. So they've got feedback from people. There's an online survey that if you look at for the City of Ponca City's website, if you were not there during the meeting, you can actually do a survey. But it's just one of those probably once in a 2 or 3 decade project, because it's taking 2 completely different sets of codes and it's going to turn it into one big unified document. Because what we have is one document for new home construction or new building construction, and then we have one code for existing buildings, and this is going to take it and put it into one document. So the goal is make it really easy to understand and easy to read, and make it where it's working for the year 2025 and hopefully forward for a long time. So, yeah.
So when you do projects like that, and like you just mentioned, so making this updated from the 50s to 2025, for you, in your brain, how far out are you projecting? Like when you look at something like that, are you thinking like, 'cause I mean, 2050 isn't that far away.
It's not. It's really not that far away. Well, me, Kelsey Wagner, I'm a planner anyway. And so I feel like I live in the future. I've always kind of lived in the future. But that's how municipal government operates anyway. So like they did a comprehensive plan in 2009 that was Vision 2020. Well, here we are in 2025. So actually in the spring, we're going to kick off a new visioning session, and it's going to be 2040. And so that's kind of where we're looking at right now.
Sounds crazy to say that.
It does sound crazy to say. I know. I wanted to do 2050, and my husband said, do you know how old we're going to be? I was like, you're right. Let's do 2040. That's at least within the recent-ish future, but yeah.
Remember, we're totally talking about 25 years. I mean, when you say 2050 or 2040, it sounds like, oh my gosh, it's in the future, but it's really just 20 years.
Did I mention I'm having a birthday coming up? No, I feel every year of it. But I mean, there are some of these projects that take 5 and 10 years to do. Yeah. Honestly, the Unified Development Code update, it's been in the works for 10 years. Sure. Like it's expensive. It takes a lot of staff time. But when you're a municipal government, like one thing that I've learned is you want to do a million things, but you just can't. You have to do one thing at a time. And so, me coming in as mayor, I've got big goals, but it may take me 6, 9, 12 years. It may take a long time, a decade to get some of this stuff done. So just how to eat an elephant one bite at a time.
Right. And I mean, I think that's the biggest, I know we have talked about it multiple times that, these things they just take multiple years to pull out of the hat. It's not something that you can just say, hey, we're going to make this change and do that. Yeah.
But then you have projects like the downtown Grand Flower bed and the road diet that we did on that. And that, I mean, look what that's done to our downtown. It just completely transformed it. So if you can get those ideas out there, get them done, I mean, they can really be transformational for the community.
Yeah. All right. Well, just a reminder again to go over and check out the Humane Society website if you would like to adopt a pet. This episode is sponsored by Greenwood Aerospace. They're a big supporter of the Humane Society, the Northern Oklahoma Humane Society, and they're a proud sponsor of us too. So thank you all so much. Come back next week. We've got an exciting month ahead. We've got some spooky stuff in the works. So we'll see how that all shakes out. But have a great week, and we'll see you next week.